Hey everybody, how's it going? Daryl here. So many of you have found my channel because you're looking for help with like DMX lighting solutions. And so in my work as a mobile wedding DJ, I recommend certain software to use that I really like, but a lot of you have been asking for like a more simple solution. A solution that doesn't require you to bring all your hardware and your laptop, just something simple for production gigs where you have to run 40 uplight and you don't want to have to like fiddle with the LCD panel of like 40 different uplights and then switch them back when it's time to go to a wedding gig. Maybe set some scenes, fade between different scenes throughout the night, and maybe even run some chases. So when Vangoa released this DMX controller, I got pretty excited because I feel like this is the solution that people have been looking for. So today we'll be reviewing, unboxing, and demoing this DMX C54. It's a wireless, battery operated mini DMX controller, and it comes with 3 battery dongles. And this thing is super affordable. You can pick it up on Amazon, and I'll have a link in the description below. Vangoa has sent me a few things, and most notably they sent me like this wireless DMX kit, and I'll leave a link in the description below for this product review. And I've been using it ever since then, intermingling it with all my other wireless DMX control hardware. So yeah, this thing has been super solid, so very excited to try this one out too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. All right, so you have your manual, your battery operated wireless DMX receivers, charging cables for the receivers and for the DMX unit. A wireless DMX unit. As mentioned, it comes with these 3 wireless receivers that are battery operated. I like the texture of this thing. It feels like really easy to hold. It feels really nice. It's really lightweight. It's made of like plastic. I like that this is compatible with all the other wireless DMX stuff I have already. Like the charging cable is the same. So my other Vangoa set that I showed earlier is going to be compatible with these. This is a pretty big wireless DMX receiver. That's what it is in comparison to like another wireless DMX receiver from another brand. And the complaint I have with both of these is that this light is very bright. I wish it was a little bit more discreet, because I don't need like a big blinking green flashlight. I suppose not a deal breaker though. The main reason we got this thing is because we want the actual DMX controller. So it's been a while since I've had a DMX controller like this. My first foray into DMX is I had a controller like this, but it did not have built-in wireless DMX. You had to shell out a ton of money to buy a transmitter and receiver set, and it was not battery operated. So this thing is super cool. It's just an all-in-one solution. So on the front here, you see you have 6 faders, an LCD screen, and several buttons, which we'll go over in just a few moments. It has this like little suitcase handle, which I like actually. I think it looks cool. And also on the back here, you have like these little non-slip pads, so when you're setting this on a surface, it won't be moving around. So that's a nice little detail. On the back here, this is your wireless transmitter antenna, but you also have the option of DMX in and out, so you can use a different transmitter if you'd like, or a DMX cable. You can charge this with a micro USB or a 9 volts power brick, which is provided. And there's a couple of switches, one to turn it on and one to turn on wireless DMX. All right, it's time to demo this Vangoa mini DMX controller. And so I have my controller right here, and I have 4 both IR4 mini part uplights. These have built-in wireless DMX receivers into them, so I can just leave these dongles in the box. The most interesting thing about this demo is the DMX controller anyways. And so these are all on unique addresses, so I can control them individually. I have them on 6-channel mode, and I'll show you why that's cool in just a moment, because you have the option of 6 or 10 channel. And I have them spaced 6 addresses apart. So 1, 7, 13, and 19. To turn this on, it has 2 switches on the back. So you turn on master. Let's turn on wireless DMX as well. And I have this just running in the red channel, and this button is what you use to change the DMX color. And these are all on the red channel as well. So you can see that with the red Wi-Fi symbol, it's blinking. That's how we know it is connected. And so this thing has 9 programs, and each program can have up to 50 scenes. And with each program, you can have 9 projects, or rather pages. And so for each page, you have 6 DMX values. So in other words, you can control up to 54 channels with this little guy. So this may not work for like every scenario where you want to control a ton of things all at once. This will work great for our little use case with 4 mini uplights. So it does come with this manual with like pictures, and it's not the easiest to follow. My recommendation is that you just jump into it, try it, watch this video, look at the manual, and you'll eventually get it. And I'm not going to cover all the functionality in this today, but I'll show you some of the basics. So when you first start, you want to long press select. Notice how under project it says on. So basically, if you want to be able to control several of those pages all at once, which I don't know why that's not the default behavior, you want to make sure that each one is on, and I have already done that. So you can navigate through the pages with up and down. So notice how it's on, and it's off here. So if I want this on, I press B, or if I want it off. So I think having them all on is important, but these lights only take up 4 pages, so I'm just not going to worry about it. So long press select again. So you have the ability to program scenes and play through those scenes, or control like all of the DMX channels individually in manual mode. So let's go to manual mode. Let's press B. And so I can navigate through the different pages with up and down. So this is page 1. So that means this is controlling addresses 1 through 6. So that's going to be controlling this uplight. And it's really nice because this uplight, each DMX channel coordinates with a single color. So red, green, blue, white, amber, and UV. And of course you can do multiple of them at the same time. And then if I go up, this is going to be controlling channels 7 through 12. And it's going to be coordinated with this one. So obviously if I number these channels differently, it'll be offset, but this just works out really nicely with these uplights. And then if I go up a channel again, it controls this. And I can control multiple at the same time, so let me go up. So it's controlling channels 14 through 19. Let me jiggle that, and there we go. And so I can go down to, like, if I want to control this one, make it red. I want to make this one green. I go up. There we go. Pretty cool. So that's manual mode. Now if I want to go to programming mode, I long press A. There's 9 different programs, and as you cycle through this doesn't really mean much now because we haven't programmed any scenes. When you see this blinking, you look at the scenes right here. It'll show you how many scenes have been programmed in that program. So obviously it's going to all be 0 at first. So let's program some scenes for program 1. Let's program 3 scenes where it's red, green, blue. How about that? So when you're ready to start programming, press B. Let's go down to page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Okay, now I like this scene, so I press Insert. And there we go. It shows under program 1, we have 1 scene. So let's do the same thing for all of them, but let's make them all green. So I'm on page 4. I need to press B, so I need to press B again. So I'm on page 4, so it's controlling this. Page 3, page 2, page 1. Okay, so this is the scene I want, so I press Insert. Okay, press B again. Let's make one more scene where it's blue. So I'm on page 1, so it controls that one. All right, they're all blue. So let's go ahead and press Insert. There we go. We have 3 scenes in this project. And if I go advance through these projects, notice how the dot is right here under Programs. So that has 0 scenes, 0 scenes. This one has 3 scenes. Now, if I want to play through all of these scenes, I can do so. And it has a couple of different modes, but let me get to the playback menu real quick. So long press the A, then short press A when you want to play back the scenes. Woo! So this one, stand, this tells it if you want the colors to fade with each other, or if you just want a sudden color change. So 10 is like the most fadey, and then 0 is the most color changey, or just a sudden color change. And this cross one is the time. So 10 means it's going to be the slowest transition, and all the way down here at 0, it's going to be really fast and really crazy. Notice how it's looping through all those scenes. And if you do like with the fade, it just is going so fast it doesn't really know how to fade through all of those that fast. So if I put this a little bit more up, then it gives it a little bit more time. So a very real example is like we could have a couple of different programs. So this could be like dance party time, program 1. And then if we want like a static color where we just set it and forget it, I think the best way to do that is just to create a single scene in a program so that you don't have any of these like transitions, because there's really no way to like pause it or fade it that I have found. And also if you press B during this, like see I'm on page 4, you can like edit this and control it while it's looping through things, which you may or may not want to do, which I don't really want to do today. So let's go up to program 2. Notice how there's no scenes. So I just want a white mixed with amber. So I'm going to go down the page. So white mixed with amber. And so I click insert. And then that's all there is to it. Long press A to get back to performance mode. Press A. And then there you go. It's just playing this one scene that I have in my program. And then if I want to go to dance party time, I can press down. And it starts looping through all of those. And there we go. It's looping through all of these because I'm in program 1. Again, if I want it to just be static white, I just go up here to program 2 where I have this one scene, and there we go. And then I can adjust it later on. That's basically all there is to it. That's super cool that I can control like 4 lights. You can create all sorts of scenes and chases. This is basically probably all I'm going to do with it. I personally have the opinion that if you're going to do anything more complicated than this, I would use maybe software. And also something to note about this is if your fixture requires more than 6 channels, you'll have to navigate across various pages to control one fixture. Like some of my movers have like 13 channels. So I would have to use 3 pages just to set a single scene for one mover. But yeah, this is basically it. Let's get to the final thoughts. All right, what do I think about this little guy? So as part of the kit, like I mentioned, you get these receivers. So these receivers, I mean, they're kind of big. They kind of blink a lot, which is not my favorite design, but overall pretty solid. They work. And this unit, yeah, it's really compact. Don't get me wrong. There's a learning curve to be able to use a physical controller like this. But once like you understand how to do it, operation is super simple. Am I wanting to control like a really complex light? No. But if I'm wanting to like go to a gig and set a scene where all my uplights are like a different color, maybe tweak the parameters, like a very real scenario for me for weddings is like tweaking the amount of amber and white. I think this thing is fantastic. This is phenomenal. This is not my favorite interface if I'm wanting to run a complex light show where it's like very dynamic and a lot of fun, but you know, this still does have a lot of applications. Like for me, sometimes I have uplights behind me when I make these videos. And to do that, I was like taking it out of DMX mode and putting it into like static color mode. But then when it came for a gig, I'd sometimes forget, and then I have to switch it back to DMX at the gig. That adds stress and complexity. So I'll be able to use this now, and I'll be able to set a scene for behind me at the push of a button without having to reconfigure all of my uplights. So overall, yeah, a solid implementation and a valuable tool in any lighting professional or DJ's toolkit. What do you think about this battery operated wireless DMX controller from Vangoa? Let me know down in the comments below, and please smash like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.